Hey everyone, today was pull day, so I'm training back, biceps, and forearms. But the first exercise of the main part of the workout is dumbbell chest supported bent over rows. I really like this one because of the chest supported aspect. It basically takes my lower back, glutes, and hamstrings out of the equation, which is really nice. They don't feel fatigued at all, and they are not the limiting factor for this exercise, so that is great. Also with an incline bench, it's adjustable, so you can adjust the height accordingly based on how tall you are, and also the angle you want your torso relative to the ground. But if that's too complicated, just set it to like a 4 or a 5 and make sure it feels comfortable. Yeah, and that's basically it. And for this exercise, I am trying to get my elbows or my upper arm kind of in line with my torso. I'm not really trying to go too much past that. I'm not super worried about the super shortened part of the range of motion. In the research, the stretch tends to be the most muscle growth promoting part of the range of motion, so I'm making sure that I at least get a full stretch at the bottom, and I try to get my elbows all the way up or at least really close. In terms of tracking and progression, when do I counter rep and when do I not? As long as my elbows are about 75% of the way up, I'll count it as a rep, but if I can't get it to there, I'll basically just terminate the set there. And I'm not saying that that's the perfect way to do it. That's kind of just personal preference, and those are kind of the standards I've set for my own training on this exercise, and that's kind of just the baseline that I'm going for to really focus on progression. I try to film these sets just so that I can actually look back from week to week and see, was I actually making progress? Was I actually adding reps, or was my form getting sloppy and shortening my range of motion? My goal rep range for this exercise was 6 to 8 repetitions, but I got 3 sets of 8 with the heaviest dumbbells, so now I'm just adding reps to progress. The next exercise is going to be weighted pull-ups, and I do notice that I'm kicking here. I watched the video and then tried to do better the next time. I'm doing 3 sets of 5 repetitions here. So the first set was 35 pounds, and then the next set I dropped it back to 30 and tried to not kick at all, and I'm pretty happy with this. I also got a third set. I just didn't film it just for the sake of time. I didn't set up my camera again, so yeah. This next exercise is going to be seated incline dumbbell curls. Because of the incline, it allows you to lean back slightly, which stretches your biceps to a greater degree by bringing your elbows behind your torso. This is great for building muscle, but it is very painful. In my opinion, it's one of the most painful exercises in the gym, but it's great. It's a staple in my training, and it will almost always be in my training block at one rep range or another, and then I'll also do similar variations of it. But yeah, it's one of my favorite bicep exercises. I got two sets of 8, and then my last set I got 9. I didn't necessarily push to failure on the first 2 sets, and that's because my goal rep range is 6 to 8. My goal is to get the top end of that rep range and just do that for each set, trying to be at least within 1 to 3 reps of failure if I'm not going all the way to failure. And then once I have reached 3 sets, which is the goal number of sets, for the goal number of reps, then I move up in weight. This next exercise is going to be the single arm lat pull down. So I'm really emphasizing the stretch at the top of this range of motion. To simplify things, 2 things to think about when trying to get that stretch is to really reach up at the top, allow the weight to actually pull your shoulder blade upward. So you're not just stopping when your arm's straight, you're also letting it pull your shoulder blade upward slightly. And then also reach your arm across your body. So you're shifting your hips, and you're performing what is called lateral spinal flexion. So you're flexing your spine to the side, and you kind of do this by shifting your hips towards the side you're pulling on. So this is my right arm, I'm kind of shifting my hips to the right, which is really stretching those outer lat fibers as well as the lower lat fibers. This is a great exercise for overall shoulder mobility in that overhead position, and lat flexibility. The next exercise is just hammer curls. That's about all I've got to say about it. It trains your brachioradialis, which is a forearm muscle that flexes the elbow as well as the biceps, and that's about it. To finish off this session, I'm going to spend 15 to 20 minutes in the sauna. I'm not one of those influencers who swears by it and thinks it's magic and like the key to everything when it comes to fitness, but what I do like about it is it just gives me a chance to relax, and I actually don't listen to any music, and so I really just focus on just breathing deeply, and yeah, just something about the silence and lack of stimulus, because we're just constantly being stimulated nowadays. So yeah, just something about that just kind of helps me kind of reset after a hard session. It helps me focus and just helps my overall mental clarity, I feel like, before I start my work for the day. So if it helps me relax and lower my stress, then I see that as an overall win for recovery. Now, I don't do this every single day, and so worst case scenario, it just uses up 20 minutes of my time. Okay, thanks for watching. Peace.